Okay, Audrey, I want you to take a look at what this first problem. To look at it. So you substituted everything in, and you found the answer is a -4. The answer is a -4. I'm not sure why you typed all of this stuff in. I'm looking for the answer. The system is grading the answer. Okay. Think about it. Think about what's going on here. I don't want to see your work. I want to see your solution. All right, that's what the system grades is the solution. All right, moving on. All right, this is the second one. The problem is you didn't type in your negative sign. Should be a -9, not a +9. So obviously you know how to solve these because you're getting the right answers. You're just not taking the time to think it through when you type in the solution. Okay? I'm not going to solve all of these for you because it's obvious to me. You know how to do these evaluation problems. You know that all you do is you substitute this in for every x you see, and you substitute that in for every y you see. That's all you're doing, right? So -3 minus -3, -2. X minus x, y. That's all you're doing. It's clear to me that you understand that, but for some reason you're not typing it in right. I don't know if you're doing it on purpose because you want me to answer them for you or what's going on. I'm not going to do any more of these for you. You know how to do it. -3 minus 6 equals -9. Pretty straightforward. All right. Let's look and see what you might actually be having problems with. All right. This one is a little bit tricky. Trisha could sell 4 watermelons in half an hour. Okay, so half of an hour. So 4 in half of an hour. You could really easily set up your rate like that. If she sells at this rate for 8 hours, how many watermelons will she sell? Okay, times 8 hours. Cancel the hour, right? 4 times 8, that's 32 watermelons divided by half, right? So what do we do when we divide by half? We are going to split it, right? We're going to split that. But the way we split it is through keep it, change it, flip it. We treat this like a fraction divided by a fraction. So that's going to end up being 32 watermelons over 1 divided by 1 over 2. Keep it, change it, flip it. 32 watermelons over 1 times 2 over 1 equals 64 watermelons. 64 watermelons. The other thing that you could have done to solve this problem, if you don't want to do a fraction, because sometimes fractions are hard and they mess with your head, 0.5 of an hour would have gotten you to the exact same place. 8 hours, 32 hours cancels, 32 watermelons divided by 0.5 equals 64 watermelons. Same exact answer. Same exact answer. Okay? That's all we're doing. Unit conversions. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's the same thing that we've been doing. The only thing is we're no longer using feet and inches. We're using other items, other objects in the world to convert time and objects, rates and speeds, not just feet to inches. All right, let's look and see if there's anything else I can help you with. All right, so sometimes we got to use a little common sense. We got to think about the problem. Martha could bake 18 biscuits. So 18 biscuits in 24 minutes. How many biscuits could she make in 2 hours? This is 24 minutes. It is not hours. So that tells me that I need to change hours into the same rate of time as minutes. You can't have 2 different rates of time. They don't talk to each other. You've got to convert one or the other. And it's a lot easier to convert hours to minutes than it is to convert 24 minutes into an hour because it's less than an hour. So you've got to use a little common sense whenever you're looking at these problems. So I'm going to convert 2 hours into minutes. How many minutes are in 1 hour? 60. So I've got 2 times 60, that equals 120. So that means I've got 120 minutes. And I'm putting that in the numerator because I want to cancel it, right? So that means I've got 18 times 120 divided by 24. And that's going to give me the number of biscuits. So you just do the math. Just do the math. 18 times 120 equals, divided by 24 equals 90 biscuits. Think about what you're looking at. Picture it in the real world, right? How does this apply to this? Okay? That's what you've got to take into consideration. You've got to think about, how can I make these into a problem if they're different units of measure? How do I convert that? And you could have just as easily taken this and said, okay, 2 hours, right? I did it the quick, fast way. You could have said 2 hours is the same thing as, I know there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. 2 times 60 is 120 minutes, which is what I did here. I just did it a little faster without the fractions and the cancellation, just because I've done it a million times and I know what it is. But you could have done that separately and said, okay, 120 minutes. Well, that gets you right there. Same place. Same place. Okay? Think through what you're looking at. 1.5 is not the answer. I don't know where that came from. But you've got to have something that is relative. You can't do apples and oranges. It has to be apples to apples. Or in this case, minutes to minutes. So sometimes you have to convert one to the other. Remember, we had a problem not too long ago where we had find the perimeter, and this was 1 foot, and I think this was 16 inches. Well, how are you going to find the perimeter of that? How are you going to find something relative? You had to convert this to 12 inches. Then you could add it all up together and tell me how many inches the perimeter was. It's the same thing. You've got to use your common sense when solving a problem like this. If they're not the same unit of measure, you can't compare them. Okay? Think it through. Let's look and see if there's any more. Okay, this is from 86. This is an algebraic phrase. So, the point of these algebraic phrases is to teach you how to read verbally a math problem, a word problem. It's also teaching you the point of a variable. So what you put down here was 2 plus 2 minus 4 or something like that. Where did you get that from? That it's nowhere in this phrase. We're looking for the sum. So that means there's some addition, right? Let me erase this. The sum means we're adding 2 things here, or at least 2 things. You can't add 1 thing. You have to have at least 2 or more things to add stuff together. So then the sum, that's telling me what's going on. We're adding some things together. Then it's going to give you the list, right? The list is what comes after. So we have a number and a -4. Okay, so we can put -4 in there, right? That works. Which number? We don't know what number. That's the variable. Because that could be any number. That could be -2. That could be -420. 7,237. That could be 7,243. We don't know. We don't know what the number is. So we put n for the number plus a negative 4, which we know we can simplify. That is n minus 4. This is your answer. Okay, think it through. Apply your brain. You are a smart girl. You're just a little bit lazy sometimes. You know it's true. I know it's true. Everybody knows it's true. Don't get all upset. Think it through. Take a deep breath and pause. And look at the words. Right? Break them down. Underline, write them in your own handwriting and underline the parts that you understand. The sum. Okay, the sum of what? These two things. This and this. Right? Okay, moving on. All right, I have absolutely no idea what you did here. It says to graph y is equal to x minus 3. Choose the values 0, 2, and 4 for the x values to be used in your table. Make sure the points are big enough to be seen after you draw the line. Which you did. I can see the points, but I don't know what the heck those points are. So come on, let's do y is equal to x minus 3. Make our table. We have our x values, and then we have our table, and then we have our formula, x minus 3, and then we have our y values. Okay, so x, we put it into the equation, it tells us the y. That's what y is equal to. It is equal to whatever x is minus 3. We're going to use 0, 2, and 4 for our x values. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. And 4 minus 3 is a positive 1. Our first point is 0, negative 3. Our second point is 2, negative 1. And our third point is 4, positive 1. I'm graphing this on the line for you. 0, negative 3. 0 on the x value, negative 3 on the y. 2 on the x line, negative 1 on the y. 4 on the x line, positive 1 on the y. See? Positive 1, 4, 4. This is your line, sweetheart. I don't know what the heck this is. Go back. Do those graphs again. I don't know that they're all wrong. I haven't looked at all of them, but I looked at this first one and I went, what the heck? So I decided to stop and go back through it with you. Make your table. Graph your points. Take the time to do it right. I'm starting to feel like you're just opening the pod and answering questions without taking the time to actually go through the video and really understand the material before you start the problems. You need to be writing down these example problems in your workbook. You need to understand what you're doing as you go. If you don't, rewind the video and watch it again. You understand what I'm saying? Take the time to do it right. You're skipping some steps, I do believe. Or you're fast forwarding. I don't know what's going on. This is not complicated. You are way too smart to miss this. Go back and do it the right way. All right, that's all I've got for today. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt on the last assignment, the last 88. I'm not going to look at it because I don't want to be further frustrated. That's the polite word that I'm going to use. Audrey, you're too smart for this. You're too smart for this. You're capable. You are bright. And you need to invest in yourself and put down the cell phone. Do you hear me? I know what's been going on with the cell phone. All the teachers know. Put it down. Invest in what's important, which is your future, which is this right here. You'll do much better in life. Okay? I'm saying that because I love you, and you need a little bit of kick in the pants. Do the work, and I will see you tomorrow.